sharing Business Central. And thank you very much, everybody, for coming. Today is a review of Business Central interfaces. Okay, so Business Central, the ERP functionality, all in one with different apps that we can connect and everything. Now, in the cloud technology, allow us to actually reference and work within different screens for you as a user, right? The main one will be this one that I have, and I would like to have a navigation just to understand what this screen offers. By the way, I'm opening with a URL in a browser. So the idea is that, well, I could use any one of my preference, that this will be Chrome, Edge, or whatever, right? But here I would then go to the different options that I have. And I would like to understand for the first time, let's say, the structure of a new system software that we are about to check. And through these different webinars, we're going to go from the very basics to then go deep into the actual functionality, which is the main topic for different modules that we have, right? So let's just start then checking today's topics that, I'm going to start first with my app bar that I have here in the top. So the user interface consists of many different elements. You will use some of these elements often. When you are navigating in Business Central, this module, well, we're going to focus on some of the key user interface elements that you will be using in today's, in everyday, on a daily basis, so you can actually then do what you need. So the app bar includes the elements that are shown here. So first is the app launcher, which actually is going to be the section that has this magnifier lens, for instance, that is going to help me to then look for what I'm actually looking for, right? And then other different buttons that I have that help me then to personalize my screen, to go to the different settings or change the layout. So let's take a look briefly of these components. First, I would speak about the settings part. Okay, here you have a personalizing button, your own settings, company information. So if I want to start learning about everything that I have, well, the thing is that first I would be able to go to view the different accounts that I have. For instance, this is the Office 365 account. Okay, you need to learn that in Business Central, first of all, you have access through actually Office 365. So I have an account in Office 365. I could check my own account, by the way, just for you to know what's behind the actual subscription. And every user actually has an account of Office 365. With this one, right, you're gonna get one with your user and with your own company URL. So with this, you're gonna get access to everything that I will be showing. So in this case, the idea is that first, I will be able then to start checking all these different configurations. For instance, I could check the themes, okay? If necessary, I would be able then to change the layout of this screen, okay? Just the color at the top, nothing else. But here you could change more often. Well, there are others issues where you want to change your password. You immediately have it in your own settings icon. Okay, you can change your password or contact preference to check your information. So very general configurations, but in the end, when you need them, it's like you're gonna, well, spend a lot of time, but there's a place where you're gonna be able to configure, let's say, your own information, right? So in the same way, we have my own settings configurations for Business Central. I'm going to click on that to check what is here. And then I have the role center. We have plenty of different role centers. Let me change one of them. So you can actually take a look at the information that we could actually have for an accountant, business manager. All of these have different designs. All of them have content different information. For instance, I would like to open the most basic one, the accountant. So in order to do so, I'm going to be able then to change my own screen to be an accountant, or if I wanted, I could be today a business manager. Why not? And then the screen is going to change, of course. Okay. So here you're going to be able to see in which role you are actually currently working. And here your companies as well. It might be the case that for some of you, then I'm going to have different companies actually, because in this case, well, for my demo, just for you to know, well, I share a lot of information with my customers. So I have to do tests and I have to do a development. And then here I'm going to be creating different companies, all of them with different setups. And among them, the good news is that we have intercompany intercompany functionality. All right. So once you select then your role and the company where you want to work, the other stuff that we have below is actually just related to your own system configuration, like what will be the language preferred, okay, in combination with your region, because remember that as your computer does, you have a region and a language, okay? So they don't have to be always the same, but they work together in some way. So you can have this is important maybe because for the printouts or for the text that you won't see, you might be using commas, or for the actual figures or numbers that you type, right, that have a meaning. They have a specific way of writing stuff. That's why we use, just like Windows, exactly like that. Then that's why we use the languages. Then the time zone comes in handy. Well, because actually Business Central do a lot of different reviews for the date and time where you're working, let's say when you create a purchase order. So I want to have the actual time where I'm located, okay? So you can change all of this. Let's just do an example. I want to change, if I would like to change the region or the language, just by opening the menu, then you are going to be able to select any language that you can see here. In this case, well, just as a test, okay, the idea is that you are going to be able as well. Sometimes if you're a newbie in Business Central, we have a teaching tips checkbox, okay? So what this is that it's going to help you wherever you actually go with your mouse into the screen and go and hover, the pointer in different components. Well, the system, by the way, reads that and immediately tells you, well, what everything does. Let me just give you an example in a moment. So, and as well, I have a cloud storage, okay? That is for administrators maybe, but I actually storage everything in OneDrive. In my case, this could be SharePoint or other components that we could actually share with Microsoft. So, the idea then, once you actually change any configuration, everything updates. But from here, you are going to be able then to change the screen, the language, well, all these different components, right? Everything is just here in my settings. And other thing that is quite interesting to review is a personalize. Personalize option helps me to actually change my own screen. So let's take a look. I'm going to click on personalize now. And this is then going to somehow change the actual mode, which is just operational, to then the design mode. And we know that we are going to be in the design mode when in the top you have a gray bar that is called personalizing. Okay, the idea of the personalization goes like this. Let's say that I would like to change the way actually the charts look at this. I have a few charts here, right? And then I would like to, why not, to change the position of any of these components or cues. You can see that if I then move my mouse over these components, then everything will be changing like in this pink square. This gives you the option to actually move any of these components to another area, right? Let's just do it right now. Good. So this has now changed. I've moved one of the components as is shown in the square, because behind the scene, I actually designed my screen to actually have these different squares that are in pink, and inside them, I actually located or put some components, right? So the idea is that you can actually move this way the screen, or hide, or, well, once you finish, then you can go and clear your personalization if you don't like it, okay? Or click on done once you have have finished actually your own personalization. Let me just give you another example. I have my vendors. Let's just click on my vendors. And here I have the vendor card. The vendor card is where I actually put all the vendors or providers, and I actually create purchase orders for these guys, right? But let's say that anyway, I don't actually use the our account number field, okay? I'm good with the telephone number, look at this, an email, and the homepage, okay? So I have all the general information from a vendor. The thing is that with the Business Central, of course, that you're gonna have plenty of different fields that represent information, but for your own company, not all of them might be used. For instance, I have a field that is called IC Partner Code. This means that this is an intercompany partner. But let's say that I'm in a company that is just one. I don't actually share information with anybody else. I don't have plenty of different companies. So you could use, once again, use your personalized button. And within this option, I could, why not, actually just hide the IC partner code. I don't use the intercompany functionality. So why not then just to remove this field? Very good. It just has disappeared, okay, basically, and that's a good advantage of Business Central. You are going to be able to customize your own screen, or after I have just, let's say, deleted one of the fields, if you want to take a look at what they are, I have one specific field menu that if I click on it, on the right, immediately, I'm going to see all the different fields that I have that are hidden currently for my main screen. But let's say that they are even though I don't want to see them, right? They are still part of the functionality that could be then just there. Okay. So from here, if I wanted to come back and put the IC partner code maybe in another area where I don't use it that oftenly, or is not, like interfering with my daily activities. All right. So you can actually, even I have a second name for this vendor. I'm going to put it below. Let's say the actual name that I have is Fabricam Inc. Okay. And I have number 2. This could be then in Spanish. Okay. Fabricam. I'm just going to change the language, okay? Fabric and something like that, okay? I'm just referring to something that is more plausible for me as a user to understand, okay, for this actual vendor. But, well, it's just basically that you're going to be able to insert or move different fields, and then I'm going to click on done. Okay, so that's the way. Then the idea is that you, from now on, you actually do this. You don't need a programmer or call anybody to then just change how then your screen actually looks. Okay, so that's super important. Okay, and then, well, just talking about, remember, this is not a design, even though it's super easy with some a few exercises, you're going to be able to to actually use this tool very well. And this is a personalized. Okay. Now, if I wanted, I could actually check my company information. If you need that, well, the company information gives as well the name of your company, the address, city, and other stuff, right? Your logo, and then email communication. Well, all of these fields, well, at some point are super important. They will be printed, let's say, in your invoices, in your deliveries that you do from your main warehouse and things like that. Okay, so let's take a look at, well, the once in a while that all the information is correct. I have information to receive payments to my main bank, which is Worldwide Bank. Well, general information, the company badge as well is something interesting to see, is currently red and it says pro. This is the badge I'm referring to. So even though you might have different activities, different companies or whatever, you always know, right, in which company you are. And this is my production company. So that's good to have, okay? And it's not the most interesting function, but, well, anyway, we always use it because we don't want to then post, let's say that you have a development or testing environment, right? If that's the case, well, I would like to always understand and see where I'm located and I actually work. Okay, so that's a little bit about these settings. Now, I would like to talk about the app launcher. This is the way we call it. Look at this. I have different integrated solutions here from the office tools. I have Outlook, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, right? All of them are important for me to use. Okay. The thing here is that, well, you are going to be able to then bring more applications, okay, to the table for your own use. And they are, let me give you an example. Power BI is one of the apps that I have. I just gonna open this randomly. But the idea, Power BI is, by the way, just a reporter that helps me to depict my information. Okay, it's a reporting tool that looks like this. Let me just open the, what would be good? LSC, no, this one for procurement analysis, okay? You can design with this tool your own reports, okay? Look at how beautiful they look. I have some KPIs with some numbers, discounts, the total sales, the total invoiced sales, plus minus, minus the actual percentage of discount. So these are more or less quite sophisticated calculations. Plus, I have this beautiful map to tell me where I have then these sales located, okay, which state they are here in the north of the United States. So in this case, the idea is that, well, ideally, well, all of this information is in real time, okay? This was taking information from my own Business Central environment to prepare this report, okay? And if you see here, I'm not opening Business Central, I'm opening powerbi.com, which is actually just the main actual screen for you Power BI users who love the solution, where you can actually share your actual reports or have a list of all the reports that you have, take a look at them, because later, then in the end, well, I consume that information, but the app is embedded in my own menu, okay? If you want, or if it's necessary, you can take a look at all the different apps that might be then just available. But for doing that, I would like to then open my marketplace. So let's say that like Android or iOS, you have a marketplace where you purchase, right, functionality. So for me, the idea is exactly that. So I would like to find more functions. Well, maybe outside the normal Business Central, we do finance, we do APAR. For inventory, we do, of course, items, basic advanced warehouse, but we cannot have all the functionality in terms of, well, some specifics, right? Because Business Central will be your foundation. So once in a while, I actually navigate into this marketplace. That's the way we call them, where you can take a look and see all that different vendors or providers. There are not specifically all of them from Microsoft. They are actually different companies from around the world. Let's say like, hey, I have my Shopify connector. Okay, so this is super good because, well, if I actually want to contact Shopify, or if you have a Shopify store, you can now integrate to Business Central. Okay, that would be an interesting topic actually to have for another webinar. But the idea of the apps is that these vendors, these providers for different functionality, Business Central doesn't have a Shopify store by itself. It is not coming from the Microsoft package when you purchase Business Central. But Shopify offers this integration already prepared. They have tested it. They are actually working on different features that you might receive. So you actually, when you sell in Shopify, well, you are going to receive those figures, the items that you sold, the income that you have, and et cetera, taxes. But in order to do that, you can click on any app that you desire. And here, for instance, I would like to show you that some of them are for free just to test them. Some of them will require for you to contact this actual supplier. But in this case, I'm just connecting for the first time, my Shopify connector for you to see how an app, when you want to connect them, just to explore them. Maybe I will do this in a test environment. Why not? Okay. So maybe this will be a good starting point to understand what the app is, and then I will install it. Okay, so it is telling me that I have already installed this one. It's not a problem because I actually do some demos for this. Okay, but that would be the way. So for instance, another way, let's take a look. So barcode generator. Do you need barcodes? Do you need to print them once in a while, let's say for your items, for your warehouse, okay? You're gonna actually need to print those and use them with your scanners. So this barcode generator could be installed, it's not a problem. Then I have WMS. Well, let's talk about warehouse. I can see WMS Express here. I know this solution, by the way, this is for free. If you want to then connect something and then open your handheld, and this is an Android app that you can install in the handheld and immediately will be connecting your information. Let's say that you want to receive a purchase, count items, ship sales orders for free. And the WM Express is then the live solution of another a more robust functionality that this provider InsightWorks is offering. Okay, just for you to know, we work a lot with InsightWorks, which is for warehousing processes. So this will be then interesting once you get it, that you have a way of adding more functionality, but you don't have to worry about integrations, having a team of people working for all of these ideas, right? That you might require a POS, handhelds, what else? Maybe you want to work in a fixed asset construction for a building or something that is super complex. Well, there might be an app that could help actually to do this type of operation. Just to mention, okay? But normally, well, we will be working with different ideas and they are actually going to be just connected to Business Central, because the idea is that these providers already did the work for us. They actually are designing their different tools that we see here to work within Business Central, okay? So that's good. Now, let's take a look at another function that we have. This is the tell me icon or search icon. This is a magnifier glass. And then to start working, let's say that I would like to search for chart of accounts, okay? We would like to open and take a look at the GL accounts or specific, I don't know where this is located, because normally in any normal or ERP, this old-fashioned way, we used to work with menus, you know? Menus, let me just show you, just to compare the functionality. The old-fashioned way to work is where you have an actual list of different menus or activities. This is for the business manager. Let's take a look without the previous screen, just at the different components that you can actually have access within this role. And I can see that I have a lot for purchasing, a few for finance, here my chart of accounts, right? But it would take a while just to actually, within these big menus, if you want to take a look at your own options, well, if you want to look for something, it will take a time, okay? So even though that for my manager, that if we go deep inside Business Central, we are going to be able to then explore all the modules when you have access. Remember that we have permissions, but I have finance, manufacturing for the administrator. Here is all the configuration this guy needs to do, sales and marketing, all right? So just for you to see the different modules that we have. But the thing is that actually we have a lot of different menus. Just let's say that I was speaking about warehousing. If I want to do a reception item, if I see it for the first time because I'm learning, I will never find it, by the way. Okay, so thinking in that, even though this is good to have still your own menus, because, well, it's good to explore, it's good to understand how everything is organized inside the modules and everything else. But in the end, when I actually just work, I just want to work. I don't want to continue exploring just for the few first 2 weeks where you receive your Business Central. But I would like to then open once again the chart of accounts, and this will be like any other Internet or Explorer searching function, right? Where in first place, I will be having this stuff that we call pages, okay? Look at this, go to pages and tasks. When you see this is, well, these are inside our ERP functionality. So from here, I could take a look at the chart of accounts, okay? Just by clicking on the option, is going to immediately open this that we call page, okay? So you can search for pages, the reports, by using the tell me icon, which is also commonly known as the search for page icon. So training content for Business Central typically refers to the search for page icon, okay? And then we have as well other keyboard shortcuts that I could share with you, but if you want to start searching, we just click, if I'm not mistaken, Alt key plus Q key on your keyboard to start using the searching function. So we use a lot of those, okay? So when you start entering characters, Business Central immediately display matches. That would be just the idea. So apart from that, I was taking a look at the, let's say, items, okay? Items, because I was referring a little bit about warehouses, processes, and to find my items, well, for me, imagine try to look for all of this information. So as well, we can see sometimes some options on current page. Okay, so this means that sometimes you need to find the keywords or inside your own menu. Hey, I don't remember where this was located, but just input a keyword, and this is going to find information for you inside this actual page. If not, go to pages and tasks. Well, this is going to open the pages that we spoke about before. Apart from that, well, on this area, well, we have the documentation that actually are articles from the Business Central. Here is documentation. Okay, if we have, well, we could then find information. We could help you with that. If you have concepts, we could give you help you step by step guidance for completing tasks in your application. So we could add documents to your SharePoint, to whatever manuals and so forth. And Business Central can take a look at that server and immediately give you references for those documents. Then we have the go to reports and analysis. Sometimes I need to find reports related something. I don't remember about this specific price list of the items. I don't know where it is located. No problem. Just input a keyword that is similar to what you're looking for. And okay, yes, here is item price list. Okay, item price list. Hey, I don't want to use it anymore. Item price list is here, but here you can bookmark within this option the actual item price list that you have locally found in this case, but it's not a problem because with the tell me or search icon, well, here I have by bookmarking the option, it has just appeared immediately, then go to my main screen. Item price list is finally here. So you can see now how I can use them, okay, this function. So let's take a look at what I want to have from the system. Let's put it in my main screen, and then, well, after you have some training, you actually are going to be able to design your own screen, because the item price list is super important, yeah, but it's not something that I would put beside the chart of accounts. This is like more financial, okay? So why not to move it to a lower position or beside the items, and you would personalize your own screen. So that's how then we use this search function, basically, okay, to then just immediately work and add any component that you desire, okay? So that's more or less the general idea. I want to customize, I want to look for new functionality, or I want to look for options inside Business Central, and you need to know these elements that will help you then for you to fast forward your learning process. Using the tools is the idea, okay? Now, the other thing is that we have important to mention, they get help. Sometimes you need to contact me, okay? I will be your consultant. I will be helping with anything that is important in this moment for your activities. But sometimes it will be the topic that you will be sending me will be, I would like to contact you for a support. I would like to try to understand how to find a document that you will give me, or is there any other site, a community, let's say not only my consultant who is Noé, but another people, right, that will be working in the world, in other countries, with my own language, why not? Because There are plenty of documents, right? And we have plenty of different places where you're going to be able to learn and to then be good at Business Central. So you need to find the help menu for that matter. So I'm going to click on this question mark icon. Okay, and from here, what I would like to then just suggest in this moment, let's take a look. What you want, why you need my help in this moment, okay? So let's just explore a little bit. So if I want to then understand how customers are created, why not to look for help? Because this is my first time, okay? But this will be, well, actually super advanced type of search, and well, a lot of users are doing interesting things around the world. But here is, okay, a customer. About this, go to Microsoft Learn. Okay, if you open, then they go to Microsoft Learn. This could help you then to open one website that we call the documentation page. Okay, so from your own help, remember that you can open the official documentation Business Central page. Super interesting to actually review. Let's say, well, get started now. We're happy with that. Business Central functionality. Look at this. I was inventory. Okay, inventory, talking about items. Okay, inventory review, register new items. Super nice. A full index of different topics with different manuals, so to speak, that help you then look at this, how to create a new item card. Let's go to the, look at this, magnifier glass. Let me just show you. Choose the magnifying glass, you know now where it is, icon, and enter items. So this is going to help you with the manuals, and this uses some of the tools I'm actually sharing with you, even to understand the manuals that are here described. Well, you will need to assist to this webinar just to verify that you have then practice all of this information. So this is the Microsoft Learn, okay, the official Business Central website for you to then review any topic related to the functionality. Another thing is that, well, I would like sometimes here, look at this keyboard shortcuts. Strongly recommend you to then open this one and start practicing with the shortcuts that we have. It's just like with a QA, we open this function, or with a Control C, we copy, right? The Control V, we paste, and so forth. Okay, the keyboard shortcuts, similar to Excel, similar to Word, okay, because this is a Microsoft product in the end. Okay, I was speaking about the community, really interesting to see. Remember, we are in the question mark. This is for help. Okay, let's just review, because sometimes, well, the way I see it, okay, I really love the community, functionality, because, well, basically it's linking to a specific website that we call the Dynamics 365 Business Central forum. Okay, so a lot of people here are is actually using Business Central and leaving their different issues. For instance, the length of the string for I don't know what is actually giving me issues. I would like to extend, maybe for items, let's say, okay, I would like to have additional characters for my description. Is that good or bad? Okay, what else? Item tracings, importing. Okay, this is super good to learn. Maybe you are not going to be designer, or you are not a programmer, but at least you would like to understand how other people is doing something that you would like to maybe have as well. So how to import CSV file by removing blah, blah, blah. Okay. But here we have different threads, okay, into this Business Central forum, where you will be able to ask questions. And guess what? All of us in the Microsoft community are going to be there for you to help you with your questions. Okay, so you just would need to have the subscription for your Business Central, sign in, and immediately be part of these forums. I use them when I actually learning. Well, even though on a daily basis I continue to learn technology, and I actually open the community all the time. Okay, let's talk about the help and support. These are other resources that you will be able to use. Let me just click on help and support. Okay, so with this, let's say that you want to contact me. Okay, with that in mind, okay, the only thing that you need to do is just view the last known error. Let's say that you have an issue, you really don't know what is going on with the system. You have an error. just click on the view the last error now. And well, immediately it's going to appear for you. Well, in this case, I don't have errors. Okay, that would be good for me as a consultant to have errors in my own system, right? So take a screenshot of this one and send it to me. I will immediately go inside your system. This is going to give me not the access you are going to give me the opportunity to access to your environment, then to help you, and then, well, to understand what was the actual error. Well, this will be helping me a lot. Okay, and for this as well, if you are allowed, with permission, we could analyze the performance. Okay, analyzing performance. Let me just, it might take a while. Let me connect something behind it. Okay, it's something that while you work, I will be performing some operations. Okay, so if you have an error, okay, while I continue working, this is going to give me additional information to understand what's going on. And these tools actually help me to solve your problems in without having their. Let me just stop this one. Otherwise, I'm going to have issues while I continue exploring. This is going to help me then to actually work for you. Okay, all of these tools help me plenty with the actual immediate solution of different issues, except if you want customization. So that will be another stuff, all right? But I'm talking about that if you have errors in the system, we can immediately solve them, because for us it's critical. We cannot stop the operation. And with this will be good to have, okay? Okay, if you want, then as well, sometimes we would ask, what is your assured tenant? Okay, you can provide me this information. Okay, production, environment, and blah, blah, blah. All of these numbers are good for me to go. But the idea is that here you might specifically contact us, specifically find for your support in the forums as well, and of course in the community, or learn by yourself. And where all of this is located, well, everything, if you navigate into this question mark icon, will be then for you to continue exploring and then receive the help or the actual feedback that you actually require. Okay, so that will be then the idea. And through troubleshoot, then, well, that is going to help then to open all these different help applications for us to then just continue with our actual work. You don't have to worry. Okay, now this was then just a help, just with additional functionality that we might then need to practice later. Or if you have, by the way, if you require a Business Central environment, just let me know, because I can provide you with that for free. Okay, good. Now I'm going to continue with the topics that we have. We're going to start our first tour into Business Central. Okay, my Business Central functionality. Just give me 1 second. Okay. And then here I will be then having, I was saying, my first tour into Business Central. This includes teaching tips, educational tours to allow users to start using Business Central with more ease. Okay, an educational tour is a sequence of teaching tips, so to speak, describe functionality while pointing to elements in the UI. A tour is related to a certain page. So let's have a look at the chart of accounts. Chart of accounts was here. Okay, so let me see if I have the teaching tips. Here is, I hover, here is about the chart of accounts. As you go into this chart of accounts line, okay, the name of the page is basically chart of accounts. So let's hover in that text specifically, okay. Just important to mention, to get teaching tips for the first time, go to the name of the actual page. Immediately you're going to receive this pop-up window, and from here you can take the actual tour. Okay, just to have an example, right? I'm going to click on take the tour, and this is going to tell you what is behind this number. So you have here 4 basic topics tap or click on a mouse, blah, blah, blah. Okay, this is telling me the first thing that I will be doing is clicking on this, okay? And you will then start learning. Just follow up the tour. But this is how then we open the tour in any given page, because, well, we would like to give you references to actually work while you learn. This information is actually sticking into your head. So, structure of the chart of accounts. Group of your accounts into categories and subcategories. Provide structure to the financial overview. Accounts of category. And I can see cash, accounts receivable, inventory, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So I'm just following the tour because I want to learn what I'm seeing. That would be the main idea. Okay. And then, well, just follow the steps, but following the steps, well, you get these teaching tips for you. And the idea is that, well, the next teaching tip that you follow, okay, by the numbers, you can extend your learning by selecting show tips about this page. Okay. Another idea is show help. Okay. Well, this is a teaching a reference, okay? You can extend this. This will teach you more about important features because, yeah, I like the tour. Well, to understand the basics and to learn where I'm located and what it does, basically just that. Okay, but in the end, that's not exactly learning, okay? The next, actually, I would like to sometimes understand about important features of this page. Remember, the page is the chart of accounts. And in this case, we are at a list page where you would know about the possibilities of the views or combination filters, draw attention, how to filter into the transactions, things like that, right? Once you have finished the tour, the idea is that, well, if it doesn't help actually to work, just to navigate a little, okay? But the idea is that from here, I would like them to go into the search or set up the change the chart of accounts, okay? Additional currency, an invoice rounding, everything related to this actual page, okay? So within this, let me see. I would like to then work within the another topic, sales invoice. I don't know what you guys actually are doing in your companies, but I want you to go for the first time into Business Central and look for the sales invoice or your own activities that you normally do, because with this, we are going to be able as well to continue learning, okay, within the teaching tips and things like that. So now, okay, I was speaking about all of this. This is the sell to customer number, and this tells specify the number of the customer. And this is another thing that the teaching tips functionality does. So I have a sell to contact. What is this? What is this? Specifies the name of the contact person at the customer mail address. Okay. So with this, well, I have invoices. The posting date, what is this? And then you continue learning column by column, okay? And this will be all the way activated all the time for every position where you actually locate your mouse for you to learn what is the information behind, or even you could click on learn more, because sometimes this actual column or field that you see is so sophisticated, right? Actually, that it doesn't tell you sometimes in this little square what it does, but no problem. From here, you can take a tour to the Microsoft Learn or go to the invoice sales to continue learning only about the topic that you are referring to from this actual page, okay? So that I was mentioning, go to the actual functionality that you desire, hover over the different columns that you see, continue learning the components and fields. We help you, of course, with that, but you can do it by yourself, or to reinforce your own knowledge, go and click on posted sales invoice or something like that, okay? So, well, this is then how the help actually works for you inside your own role center, or to contact us, or to take a tour, or to actually learn what all of these columns are. Basically, that will be the idea, right? Now, after this is generated, I would like to do some references to some reports, okay? Some of you would like to sometimes explore this functionality and work within Business Central and understand that, okay? So don't worry about the reports that you see. They are standard. You're gonna be able just to finish this basic part. Let's say that I want to learn about sales, okay? The idea here is that we help you actually, but we have different reports. Only for sales, we have with that word 46 reports. Okay, so go to the search function and look for all these sales. Okay, but just use sales, purchase, chart of accounts, customers, of these super basic keywords, and immediately, well, Business Central is going to help you with the different ideas for sales because you can check the sales tax, okay, or salesperson's tasks, okay, sales quote, sales analysis, okay, a lot of different type of reports that could be then they're available for you to then just see them, okay, within this functionality. Okay, so once we do that, I would like to then give you ideas about the lists. So you understand what a page is. I would like to then go to the items. Let's just have a few review. Okay, or customers or whatever. Okay, the list. What is that? What is that? We understand that a page is a page where we could have a. Let me just show you the item card, the chart of accounts, right? And this is basically a list. Different components, like in the items, look at all the items that I have, all of them related to hardware or maintenance and like that, okay? So we could actually go and navigate, but let's say that you would like to change the view, okay? But what is a list? Well, this displays a list of items, customers, vendors, invoices, right? And as you find multiple records on one page, they are typically used to search and filter for information, okay? So very easy to do. So among these, I have found from my list plenty of different type of items that I have here. But let's say that I would like to open one of them, okay? Independently of the item, I'm just showing you that we have different pictures, right? So if you want, you could open another component that we call the card, okay? Let's click on one of the items. This is the item desk. Then from the list that I was mentioning of items, I will be opening the item card, okay? And here is where you can view and edit one record only or a entity, in this case from a table. The card page displays a wider selection of detailed information than a list, okay? This gives you more insights, okay? More detail. The card page only displays information from one record only, while a list page displays, well, the multiple records that we have within Business Central, okay? But how to work with these list pages, so to speak, okay? The idea, let me just go back a little to my item list, okay? So from here, well, it's good to have the pictures, that's there, but normally, actually, and if I wouldn't be able to work only with while having just pictures. But the idea is that among this list that I have, I could change the view. That would be normally done within the actual icon that I have here. This is the view layout option, okay? For me, the first thing I need to do is to then generate another view to see smaller pictures. These are tiles. Smaller pictures is just, well, another way of seeing the same list, but, well, it just give you this way or this layout to be able to see more, okay, so to speak. And if that's not enough, we could take a look at these items, but as a normal list, without pictures, without anything else, this way, okay? And this would give me some insights, interesting to have, because I can see the item number. Here is my description, plus some different columns like the quantity on hand. Interesting to see this page, right? The way we can actually just change all of this, because this will give me access to different specific information. But more than nothing else, I could just from here go and verify and accommodate my information. Let's say by number. Okay, what I want to do is just basically reorganize this list by ascending, descending, or filter any given value that I desire. So let's just accommodate the item number. and actually it is already accommodated with a to Z order with this the option ascending, okay, to then accommodate my items in the alphabetical alphabetical order. All right. With this, well, the idea is that, well, as well, why not the quantity on hand? Look at I would like to investigate about items that I currently don't have, or I have an issue like this one, minus 280. This is an error, 100%. We cannot have this type of issues in our warehouse. I would immediately verify this and call my warehouse manager to tell him, I would like to make some adjustments to this actual item, because, well, if it's negative, it means that we have either lost items, or we have not counted them yet, or we incorrectly then maybe just posted with incorrect figures into any given document, purchase, sales, things like that. Okay, so this is how then we use the actual list. Okay, so you can organize or find actual information, and as well in each list I will be able to search. I'm going to be able to search. So with this, you are going to be just able to search among the descriptions of dozens of thousands of items. Okay, in this case, just by looking at the description with one single keyword, will look among the items. So we have searching functions, like we have two searching functions, one for your entire system, another searching function that is just here, that is actually only for this specific list. Okay, so I'm gonna then just close this one, but you should be able then to just basically filter and look for any given item, or reaccommodate the information the way you are seeing it. Okay, that's how we work within the actual lists. And once you have found your item, you are going to be able then to look into one item card, and that will be basically the functionality. So let's just then create a new item. Okay, I have new, I have delete. These functions help me then to actually work from scratch. Okay, or even if I from here want to see one item record, once again, just click only on the number. Okay, this is going to open then the item card for the specific record that I actually wanted to have. Okay, do you remember now the new or edit functions? Well, we as well have them here, but they are in the top. Okay, open the page is in read-only mode, or if you click in this plus, you can create a new item. Okay, or you can click on this delete the information, and you can delete an item when you have no inventory, no inventory, positive inventory or negative inventory either. Okay, so good to understand these functions. I'm going to create a new item. So with this explaining some of the item card functionality, not to learn about inventory yet, but look at this, take a tour. But about the actual functionality of the cards. Okay, just let's make a review. I'm going to create a new item, and this is going to then well guide me through some pre-filled functionality, because Business Central can provide me pre-filled fields, okay, for an item. So I'm going to create what could be Sprite soda, okay, I don't know, 600 milliliters or ounces, I don't know how you manage it, okay. But the idea is that here I'm going to have basic information. My item number is 1123 and Sprite soda, okay. But here the thing to learn today is that I have this item card. Look at this, like divided in different sort of tabs: cost and posting, price and sales, replenishing. What is all of this? What is all of this? Okay, you can actually expand. Let's say that you want to input the price of this Sprite item. So I'm going to click on price and sales, and look at how it is expanded now to offer me and to give me more fields. Okay, click on show more. This is another option, because by default, it doesn't give you all the different fields that are in this price and sales tab. You need to click on show more. to be able to see all the available fields that we have, okay? So we have profit, we have sales unit of measure, if you want to block it, and a lot of different fields related to inventory, but this will be a little bit boring, okay? Learn all of the functionality in just one webinar. I would like to better give you this idea. We have different tabs, like in this case, that you can basically adjust according to what you want to see. And of course, well, I haven't just configured my items still. I would like to start, and I will then open the general or item tab, okay? Okay, this is the description, inventory. We have items that are for services like consulting, like myself, non-inventory, like office supplies, pencils. I don't even count pencils. I purchase them, okay? But I never actually count how many pens I have in my warehouse. I just have them in the office, just purchase and then give away to the employees. They are not inventory, okay? So, but sometimes I need something else, okay? Base unit of measure, an item category, you get the idea, right? Very basic information, super important to understand, okay? This would be, then I don't know if I have something for drinks or something like that here. But, well, the thing is that we have categories, okay? Soda, soft drinks, okay, good. But here I'm gonna click on show more. Once again, just for the lesson, and look at this. We have plenty of more fields that we can explore. Okay. I don't even know what all of these are. Actually, I'm just learning, but it's good to know that, well, how the item card is organized. Okay. Here we can basically expand all of these different tabs for you to see different information, okay? And that will be, of course, well, related to your own functionality, what you do, and etc. And, well, just basically, we have, let me just open a record that is already completed. Because here we have the details options, okay? Here you can click on this green circle icon, and this could hide just to see the actual real information that is used to configure. Okay, but here, if I click on this one again, this circle could be white or green to tell you that this is on off. This section that you can then just basically open, okay, is going to give you another insights into other functionality that you might have, like the picture and the item attributes. This is wide, 22 centimeters, plastic, and so forth, okay? Other ideas. Plus, you can attach to any card. Remember, this could be vendor, customer, item card. I would click on attachments just in case you need. Then to maybe add the link here, you could add a link. For instance, a www, that this will be Amazon, okay, Amazon, sorry, .com, okay. I'm purchasing this here, okay. Okay, just add the link. It's just an idea. Attachments. Attachment would be super useful for me to maybe check the latest, let's see, the latest references for the same type of items that this vendor might supply, okay, something like that. So I want to save some data here. Hey, I have a purchase order. Okay. Hey, just to don't forget about the attachment that I have, because here in this purchase, you're gonna get evidence of the last cost or something like that, okay? And you can tell, you can actually add, look at this, among this, a flow to purchase text, flow to a sales transactions, okay? What is this, okay? If by any means, this attachment is super important for you, right, to go, remember, vendor, customers, vendors, items, okay? All of this could be flowing, okay? This attachment purchase order. If I purchase this item, if I sell this item, I could make this attachment, okay? To flow over all those transactions to see the evidence that is super important for me, for everybody to see, because I'm designing this, okay? Remember, we could add attachments that other people can see. So they do not just remain here, okay, in the item card. They flow when you purchase, when you sell, when you do those type of activities. Well, let's just take a look at all of this information or notes, okay? Just, I don't use it in the item card, but well, if you need it, please, oh well, this item is not available anymore. Block it. Okay, things like that. This is related to inventory transactions, of course, but the idea is that you have these attachments, you have these details, right, in every card, and here this is could be hidden by this icon. Okay, once again. Okay, so that's good to know. You can do exactly the same in the customer and the vendor card, and you know that you can open any given record by open the previous mentioned from our previous topic, that was the list and the item or vendor card. Let's do another review, another exercise with other entity. Let's take a look at the customers. So once again, you have here your customers. You can change the layout if you want to see them as list or with pictures. Okay, I have my Datum Corporation customer. Good to have it. Open the customer card. Okay, the customer card. From here, you as well can see that here your design has the same structure with this what we call tabs to then expand information to configure things. So in this case, the customer card, you still have your expandable menu that you still have here. Okay, and then okay, once you understand that you are going to be able to find information, you're going to first see the list, then to find the actual record and open the card. Okay, I would like to then sometimes share my information with my team. How I do that? Okay, by the way, we have this Teams application, of course, with Microsoft. I don't know if you have seen it. Let me just open it. Here's the Teams application. Okay, I don't know if all of you already have used Teams or you use it currently, but Microsoft Teams is the actual communication tool that we use to have conversations with our coworkers, chat, share information, so to speak, like Facebook. It's like a social media. This is the way it was designed. Let me just start up. It's taking a while. But the idea is that you could start this specific application. Let me just give you an insight into what Teams is, okay? Just for you to, for those of you who have never actually worked with this one, okay? But here in Microsoft Teams, the idea is that I'm gonna be able to chat with different people, okay? In this case, well, I have my privacy enabled, sorry, but here is a normal chat that you can use, and you have as well Teams, okay? Teams is like a Facebook, okay, where you could add posts to see specific information. So let me just see, I have an implementation project team, purchasing team. We were talking about some about the basics, okay? I want to start a new conversation. So for posts, why not to open this new conversation? Hey guys, have you purchased already the item for the new project? Something like that, okay? And then, okay, I would like to post it so all of my team, purchasing team, can see the same. And everybody start, you know, like giving their own posts into different functions. And well, I would like to notify about that we have those items, so to speak, okay? So why not to share that? Well, let's open the business card, sorry, the item card. And let's go back to items. Remember that you can open the item list and you can see, remember the quantity on hand, okay? So we have in this case for these GJs, plastic, whatever, 2,996, okay? And then I would like to share this information or report with my team, right? So what I could do is click on share this page with other user app. So I could click on this actual icon and look at this. You can share to Teams, open in Excel, edit in Excel. That's super good. Let's take a look at this in a moment, or copy link. So with this, I could click on copy link or share to Teams, however you want it. It actually does exactly the same. But then through the purchasing team, somebody asked if we have already the items, blah, blah. I would like to share the page to show him that we currently have 2,000, almost 3,000 items, okay? So that's fine. Somebody posted an items dynamics 365 Business Central link. So I only take the link and click Control V on my post or chat, and immediately, guess what? It's going to help my team to go to the specific site where they can see what they were asking for inside Business Central. So it will be then opening exactly, well, just that. Okay, no, nothing complicated. It's just that I'm just showing basically the integration that you could have. Okay, from Business Central, we just basically can share any page so your team can see this information. Okay, and well, the conversation can continue, and as well, if you want it, let me just open the plus button. In Teams, we could actually share, for instance, other actual pages. Let's just take a look. Look at how many apps I could have and share with my team so they can see any information. It's a lot. Well, this is for my demo, but don't worry. This is just for Business Central. Remember, I'm going to click here, Business Central. And from here, well, let's just verify. Because I'm going to be exploring now within this app. What would you like to share? Okay, I would like to share some content about the items. It's not a problem. What is what you want to see? Look at this. I have sports, spare parts. What is this? Imported seafood supermarket. Okay, that's a new topic. And in conjunction with this one that I'm referring to, I'm going to be speaking about this. Okay, so I have my items here. Okay, I'm going to talk about filters. Oops, sorry, I got disconnected. Please, if you have any questions, please let me know. I can help with. Well, this is just like a tool, right? It's not nothing like overcomplicating any stuff yet. But at any given moment, right, how to do this or that, of course, that I'm here to explain anything. Okay. Let me just go once again to the item. The thing sometimes with this, and I would call this is a report, so to speak, okay? Sometimes I need to actually filter, okay? How do I do this? Okay, we have an icon in this section that is a filter. Well, just basically click on that one. And this is going to open, look at this, sports, spare parts, blah, blah, blah. Okay, don't worry about this yet. But let's think of, well, you might have 10,000 items. I don't know. Okay, something like that. And this will be shown here. But sometimes what I want to see is create my own view. I don't always need to see all the actual items. Sometimes I just need to filter my view by, let's say, where is category? Why not category? Yeah. By the way, our items have one field that is called a item category, by the way. Let me look for this field. Item category code, sorry. So I want to filter everything by this field, okay? And immediately we have the functionality, okay? To filter, look for what type of filter would you like to have. This could be if you look for inventory or service items or non-inventory, or if you look for what type of category of items you want to have. And dynamically in the same page, we would, let me add the laptops, okay? Let's just play around with this. There are no laptops in this environment. Let me just go and look for other stuff. Desk. Pharma. Okay. For this type of specific category, I have these basic items. Okay, that's good. Okay, that's good. So what should I do if I sometimes need to do this? I don't actually have the time to always start filtering. It will take a while. Don't worry. Just please help me. We have a save button, save as button, to then click and put the name of how this list will be called. This will be for them only, okay? So I can erase it later. But I will name my actual filter view to be called the demo view, Okay, and look at this. Okay, so from the all previous view where I was showing all the items, let me just do this. And here, if I click on all view, all of the items will be here. But if I click on the demo that I have already saved, well, coming back to the previous filter view that I actually was looking for, okay? And so you can see all, or you can start doing your own type of reports. And another idea, item category, but base unit of measure, because you would like to maybe, or if you have substitutes, because we have that functionality, or items that you have quantity on hand, well, other ideas that hey, I want to search for the blocked items immediately. Okay, and this will then give you this a reference. Why do we do that? Well, it's just basically to see what you need and be able to exactly, once you have found something, we understand that you need to share and have communications with your team. That's always going to happen, even with your boss or something like that. If you have found something interesting in Business Central, immediately go and then share it into Teams, or copy the link and share it through a chat or an email, so everybody can see what you are actually understanding or studying or solving. But as well, we could share and open in Excel. If I click on this one, not only to Teams, as well, I will be able to then immediately open the same view and then export it to Excel. This is fully integrated to the actual Excel. 1 second. Okay, that's fine. And then we have exported. I was mentioning that we can export this into Excel. Look at this. Okay, and then, well, once you have added all of this information, that's super good. But well, okay, that will be good to have. I can share it. I can see what you are seeing, but hey, man, you need to do a correction or something like that, okay? It depends on the type of correction. For that, I found that some of the descriptions that I see here are not completed, okay, for any given reason. So why not to correct it, okay, immediately as well? So then I will then click on Edit in Excel. Okay, if I actually just do this, this is going to open this same window, because of course I cannot change the quantity on hand. That will be done through the ERP. Okay, so there are these type of inventory transactions that I won't be able to do them in Excel because it's part of this actual ERP management. Maybe I receive through a handheld in the warehouse or something like that. But the basic edition using the Excel functionality exported or just using this edit in Excel function allows me to at least change some of the basic descriptions, basic information, okay? But let me just give you an example of how it does. The item card then is going to be open in Excel. You just need to sign in this case, well, with your own credentials, okay? Let me see. If I can just log in, not yet. Oh, sorry, this was another environment. That is actually, no, I won't be able to sync this one, but let me just give you an example. This is through my own permissions, actually, because I'm actually signing into different Azure environments, and my office is like my local environment to another, is linked to another environment in Optimus, not this demo environment. And to then link my Excel or Office, I would need to unlink from the actual and link into the this environment. But don't worry. The idea is that it will be basically, let me just try to sign in anyway for you for this webinar, guys. I use another account that has permissions to be able to do this, because this is something that you will normally be able to do once you get your Business Central access without issues, right? And it would look like this, because the idea is that Excel is actually seeking, right, with Business Central, okay? And from here, you're gonna then be able to, let me see, It's connecting. Okay, this is the data connector, okay? It's just basically that I'm just opening the same view, but in Excel. But it's somehow, or technically, they are, well, just basically tools that help me then to, for instance, change something. Like to bar something, because I don't even know what that is. It's like a chemical, okay? Lactobar, then I'm gonna be HDFR or something like that. I don't even know what that is, but it's a new description, okay? And then with this, I'm gonna be able then just basically to synchronize everything. How everything works is just by publishing this information. I'm gonna click here on publish. Okay, I don't know if you can see this one, but here I could click on this small icon that mentioned that is a publish, the publish icon. Then it's going to be syncing what I do here in Excel, like changing this lacto bar with the few characters more, and then publish that information back into Business Central. Okay, that would be basically the main idea. So while everything syncs, you could have somebody reviewing at the description, customer name, vendor name, address, what else? Like the general information, okay? Here is updated, just basically that. And then this is the way we would be able to work. Once again, this is not specifically to change the quantity on hand or some inventory transactions. The same happens with the customers. If I open and review the customer for you to start learning with this real exercises, right? I will open any given customer and I will be able maybe to export to Excel on my customers, but you will be able to change like the customer name, the address, okay, the telephone number. And I love it because I prefer to send a whole Excel to somebody who will be then calling the customer to rearrange the information. So I trash in, trash out. I always prefer to have good information, right? And then with this simple Excel function, then just to basically open and share in within Excel, you are going to be able then to change all the general information. Of course, we are not going to be, once again, able to sell through Excel. To be able to sell to a customer, we would need to open my ERP inside. We just do sales invoices and things like that, of course, right? Don't worry about it. But here we are going to be able to change general information. So basically that would be the idea of this Excel or function. And then coming back to Teams, I was explaining a little bit about that we can share information, but by your filter views, okay, that you have, if you want to share items, if you want to share customers, that isn't going to be a problem, but this is going to be interesting. Okay, all the customers will be here, and I'm going to click on save, because what you can do, and we give you training because I'm just like going into different functions, right? Don't worry about it. We train you when we do the implementations and help you with all of this. But I was just mentioning this. Okay, now I have embedded my customer information in my actual Teams program. So when we do our chats, our meetings, we review our calls, and while we have a meeting, a conversation, right, we could have the same meeting without leaving Teams to share or to see actual real data. Look at this. I'm opening my customer card from Teams because we need to have a discussion with this customer that hasn't yet paid whatever. And from here, we can explore, even continue exploring and navigating. This is super cool. Hey, while we have the Teams meeting, we need to speak about some customer data. Typically, right? Like the salespeople will be doing this all the time. About all AR people will be then trying to get information about invoices and blah blah blah. I can see two invoices here that are in red, meaning that they are overdue. Basically, that's the meaning of that. But that will be interesting to share through once again a meeting, a chat, or this type of a functionality that we have in Teams, like these posts, which will be once again like Facebook, okay, files, wikis, and the documents, of course, that we can share. Okay, here this could be as well. Every time I do a purchase or something, and you share information, you could have one folder to see all the attachments you have done, and that could be SharePoint, but as well we have access through Teams to check those documents that everybody is attaching. Or why not to check the actual customer list in this same section to open Business Central, okay? Well, all of this is helping me then to actually use this functionality, then to have better communications, basically to share, right? Or to edit easily, right? So basically that would be this idea of well, exploring what is behind these different basic functions, buttons that we have here and there, okay? And then, well, we have basically finished this webinar for today with these interesting topics, how everything is integrated, right? So you can work with the Microsoft Dynamics 365 Business Central, basic exploring, basically navigation, basic functions that we have currently, so you can then be aware of them and well, you start practicing or request, for instance, with this last webinar that I have, one of my customers it requested me for this week, I would like to have a Teams functionality. I would love to have among my meetings, well, a review of the sales or whatever, then how then do we do this or that within Teams to share Business Central information, right? Things like that. And well, we are now gonna go and install the Teams add-on into their Business Central environment of this customer. So they are happy, they are now having these functions, and they will continue to make their life easier, right, with this type of operations. Okay, so if you have questions, please let me know. As well, I always prepare my webinars with the customers' requirements, except for this month where I actually need every time we begin the year, right, with the basics. Okay, the basics is always fundamental to have all of this functionality in place to understand what it does, what are the capabilities basically. But then later, yeah, in February and so forth, I'm going to continue to do the webinars according to what you ask me. Okay, so that will be then the webinar for today. Thank you for coming once again. This is the second webinar of this year. So let's continue having more webinars every time and learning new stuff, new technology, new Business Central functions. Okay, thank you very much for your time, guys, everybody, and then see you next week.